Hey guys, welcome to Hot Tea for the Soul. I'm Melanie Florence, and today I'm doing a hot tea. I'm going to do two hot teas. This one I'm doing with the Light Seer and the Muse Tarot deck with the Goddess and gods and stuff. And then the other one I'm going to do with the Greenwood and the Mod Witch and a bit more Fae and witchy stuff around, elemental stuff. So if you're a bit more into the Greenwood and the Mod Witch and something a bit more witchy Fae, head to that one in the comments. Alright, I've got it linked in. This one here, this is a little bit, these are always a bit more hard hitting with the music. I'm warning you now that these ones are always a little bit deep. Right, so if you are still here, thank you very much for being here, and we're going to pour some hot tea. We're gonna, what's the gossip? What's the gossip on your hot stuff, on your relationship? What's the gossip? All right, I've been out for a bit, even taking me 5 takes to get to this. Let's pull a goddess out, right? Let's pull goddess out. Let's see what we got. So the cats are in the room. I'm doing this in my room because we're in lockdown, so I've pulled it up into my room. Right. Ooh. Authenticity. I was looking at Baba Yaga the other day. All right, authenticity. Be yourself. Look, and fear of everything else. Be yourself. So we've got Baba Yaga in the house. All right, authenticity. We'll put her there for a second. Let's actually do some reading. All right, story time, guys, because I actually want to read up on her. Let's do that. All right, authenticity. Be yourself. Your power is who you really are. Resist the urge to create a false identity. You will overcome adversity by developing your own strengths. Alright, so flying on a magical mortar and pestle carrying a broom, the crone's white hair flies back from her wrinkled face. She laughs and sings and meets your eyes, challenging you to step forward and closer, that she can see what you're really made of and what you're really hiding. She is a Slavic grandmother goddess, a crone in every sense of the word. She lives in a house with dancing chicken legs. Oh, I watched something about this the other day. And the door that was locked, lined with sharp teeth, and she lives in the forest, and there is where most of the stories take place. Flying into our lives, she reminds us that we are so much more than we think. You may be at times frightened or going through difficult times, but if we reach deep down into a place where it is our best self, you will be able to triumph over adversity. Baba Yaga advises respect for oneself, one individual journey, and emphasis the power of doing good deeds without the expectation of a return. Right. Be yourself, right? And stepping up and being, even when you're afraid, stepping up and being yourself. Oh, yes, buddy. Alright, being yourself. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But really stepping up into your authentic self. Don't be being something because you think that's what somebody else wants you to be. Or that they're going to have certain outcomes comes from doing that. Right. So, what have we got as the god? I'm going to go let him out in a second. I'll do it right now. Alright, give me a second. Sorry, people. Thanks for sticking around. Give me a moment. And the two of you can get out. Out you go. Out you go. Yeah, thanks. Alright, sorry. I'm back. Alright, give me a second. Sorry for cats, right? Alright, let's pull a god out of the hat. We've got Baba Yaga, we've got a god. Chaos. Alright, there's an infinite amount of chaos going around Set, the god of chaos. And there's a lot of strength inside of that, so you might feel that inside of everything that's going on and around, so this could be your significant other, this is you, this is what's going on, this, so we've got our divine feminine is about being authentic, we've got like chaos, and so there might be a lot of chaos going on in this circumstance. This might be you and your partner, the other way around. But chaos has a way of bringing out some of the strengths and some of the best possibilities inside of us. So, you know, maybe there's this person that you're involved with, or everything has got a little bit of chaos going on with it around, right? That's really interesting. All right, what have we got for the Blue Angel Oracle? Ooh, Blue Angel Oracle. The Healing Angel. Oh, wow. Okay, Healing Angel of Peace. So inside of this, we've got a little bit of peace, finding your authenticity. It's going to have a little bit of peace inside of the middle of it. There's a healing angel of peace in the middle of our Baba Yaga, our authenticity. and that chaos that's in play inside of the situation. Okay, so that's interesting to get to hear. Now I'm going to pull 3 cards for you from the Muse, and 3 cards for them, for how you both got here, right? Alright, let's see what we got. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for them. 3 cards for you. That's the edge of the screen. 3 cards for you. Hope I can fit this all on. There's another one. 2. One more. 3 cards for you. Let's set that together for a second. Ooh! Alright. 3 of Voices. So this feels like this could be a really impending situation. These are conversations that are being had or not being had. It's getting to the heart of the matter. Right, and so inside of this, we sit in a spot of fear. This could be that there is another person at play. This does indicate perhaps 3 voices, a menage a trois situation, because we are talking about the 3 of air, the 3 of voices. This is other people being involved in some way, shape or form. So it might be something outside of, there's maybe a work or a parent or somebody outside of, but this is you that you can't communicate. This is you coming from a situation perhaps that you were in a situation where there was a 3 partner, like a 3 menage a trois, right? Alright, let's put that there. There's heartache sitting there. That's heartache. While you're trying to like work out your power and your strength of your faith and your convictions, and you're really trying to overcome the obstacles in your life. Right? You're still feeling trapped a bit. Maybe it's not because you're not being authentic. There's a lot of chaos going on around it. You're trying to find the peace in the middle of it, right? Alright, but this is about finding your strength, your personal strength and your personal power. So there's a lot of conversations that might be going on around you, about you. Like, but you're trying to find the strength of your being. Ooh, and you're trying to work out what is in your goldfish bowl. You're trying to work out what your emotions are on this. It's like you had daydreams. You had daydreams of what the past would have been and what things could have been. You have daydreams of what they could be, but they're still elusive. You know, they're not something that you can hold on to at the moment. So you're sort of daydreaming inside of here. Maybe these are unrequited stuff. Maybe this is daydreaming of the past and things that could have been and what you could have had, and still sitting in that and really trying to find your power and your strength of power inside of that. Alright, where do they come into this? Where did they come into this? There's one. Where did they come into this? I haven't done readings for a while. Been off, been busy. Had stuff. Oh, alright, we'll leave that on. Yeah, so trying to sit down and do them. That's why I put them in my room, right? And then the next door neighbour's kids put up a basketball hoop. Perfect. Alright, what have they got going on? Okay, Ace of Inspiration. Alright, there's a spark. There's a spark inside of their journey. There's a spark of they've got this power. This is like something's going to happen. They've got to do something. They've got some sort of strength. There's some sort of passion inside. They've been a spark set off inside of them. And the sun is shining on their endeavour. Alright, that's where they're at with this, right? And so for them, it's, you know, they've come into this where they've got an inspired pace and the sun is really shining on that. You can see how they're linked. You can see how the 2 cards are linked, right? It was also got the High Priestess. So this is really thinking about spirit and faith in a real feminine. They'd be getting messages. Like, so there's a real feminine divine in this, because this is a feminine divine. And really bringing it in. And so if we're linking that, we've got the authenticity here as well. So we're really thinking about being our the authentic self inside of this, and really finding their spiritual nature. And they're meditating on it. Right? They've been taking a little bit, maybe time out, but they are working out the sun. There's a spiritual, like a spiritual quest inside of here, inside of this inspiration with the Ace. And this, in general, they've got a spiritual quest that they've been going on. Alright, something is earthing them. Something is filling their pot inside there. Alright, so what's the relationship between you guys? Alright, we're going to use the lights here. Didn't realise that these were sister decks until I got their full copy the other day. Love them so much that I went and bought the proper deck. Alright, what do we got? 1, between you guys? What's the energy between you? 2 more cards for the energy between you. Ooh, I'm going to take 2. I'm going to take that one. One more. One more for the energy between you. I think I'll do a hot tea, another hot tea. I'm going to do the other hot tea. So there's a choice. You know, like people have choices. Oh, and that's the lover sitting there inside of here. Alright, the energy between you when you're coming into this is the Queen of Pentacles, which is nice and sensual. This is nice, sensual, strong, stable, like very sort of sexy sort of chick, really earthy, like in control of herself, in control of her means, really looking after herself as an individual, like, but really earthy strength, obviously, like that nice, sensual, like tactile sort of woman who is in control of her stuff. And we're also talking about stuff where this is like a page. This is a page of arrows. So we're talking a lot of energy. We're talking a lot of messages. We're talking a lot of words. So you talked a lot inside of this. You know, you might have sent a lot of messages. You might have a lot of you know, have had a lot of inspiration from each other, and you've talked about this earthiness. And we've also talked about the healing, right? So this is a healing spot. You can see that's an angel of healing. That's very Sagittarius energy. So again, still sitting on this fiery side with what we've got sitting here. All right, but Temperance is this moment where we put our foot into the healing waters, and we take a moment to actually heal all parts of our being, our fire, our water, our air, our earth. We take those elements and we take those bodies and we heal ourselves, right? And so that's that spot. So it's talking about the healing. It's talking about this earthy, very sensual healing. And it's been very communicative, right? About where you guys are at. Maybe with this broken heart that you've had, right? And these daydreams that you've had. You've really sort of spoken about it. And what the healing inside of that is. And they're inspired, right? You're still sort of maybe a bit hurt inside of you. Trying to find your real self in the middle of all of this, right? Inside of the chaos of what's going on. Alright, so next I'm going to do 3 cards for where we're at. Like, so where you're at now, because this is how we came into it. This is how you've come into the situation. We're going to have 3 cards for how we're at, where we're at now, and then where this is going, right? Alright, those cats are not coming in again. That's actually not happening. Alright, so 3 cards for you. How you got here? Let's see. So, alright, 2 cards for you. Alright, Queen of Emotions has come out upside down, but I don't necessarily do reverse, but that's something to say. So, you know, you're feeling the emotions of this, you're sitting in the emotions of it, but it might be a little bit retarded. And so this is a real expression. This is how you're having to, you know, you are emotionally into this situation. You do feel loving to this, like, and you want it to prosper. Alright. Her coming out upside down might mean that, you know, some things are, maybe it's sitting, you are sitting apart a bit and sitting, but there is love here, and it's about what your legacy is, and building something, and building the treehouse together, right, that you get to dance around, right, that looks like it's fun. Isn't that fun, that we can actually dance around the tree, right? So about building material stability, that's where we're at, that's where you're at now. Right. Maybe having to hold back your emotions still. Maybe you're still having to hold back your emotions. Alright, but we're making decisions. Decisions based in faith, right? What you actually believe in. There is a healing angel of peace in the middle of all of this for you. Your angel is here. You haven't been forsaken in the middle of all this chaos and having to be your real self and having to work with that, right? But we're making decisions of faith, where before these are emotional, these are wishy-washy. You know, you're really keeping your eyes set on faith, because that was your grounding in the middle of this here before. Alright, because here we're sort of letting go of things from the past. Here we're sort of, you know, taking the power, and you've taken that power about making decisions. Alright, making a decision in it. Can I push all of those up just a bit? So I reckon I'm not going to have room for that card. As I move down to this table, because I think if I go travelling, this will be the table I'm on. It's a fold down table, it's really cool. Alright, what have they got going on? 7 of Voices. Let's talk about the 7 of Voices. About insecurity. They're feeling insecure, their mind. Let's talk about that. See how you can see there's a shadow and there's an illusion created there, and you don't know which one to believe and where it ends and where it starts. And foxes are always interesting. They're sort of, they're divination. They're looking for something. They're still very spirited. Like they've got that foxy, playful energy, but they're looking for something. Like, and so, but this is all sort of an illusion. This is about illusions, and this is about insecurities. So what are you insecure about? And you need to write them down. He needs to write them down. They need to write them down. It's you and them, right? All right. Oh, and the Muse of Voices. All right, so this is taking control of the mind and making just decisions. So they might be embroiled in the middle of something. They've gone through this inspiration, and there's been healing inside of this. All right, but there's conversations, or maybe they're talking differently. Right, and they've got to work through an illusion that they've got going on, the Seven of Voices. This is definitely having this, they're having conversations, clear-cut conversations, might be contracts. They're looking for justice perhaps inside of what they've got. And yeah, so this is a lot of communication going on. But they're really talking through their insecurities inside of that. All right, one more card to go. Alright, they're taking command of their mind, making clear-cut decisions for their future, because they're going to jump. Alright, they're going to jump. This is the Fool. They want to jump into something innocently. And they're making all these decisions, and they're shattering on perhaps illusions, because they're about to walk away. They're going to jump from something. This is the Fool. So it's, yeah, your innocence and just sort of letting go of all the baggage. And so they went through this spiritual quest that they've been going through, and now it's gone through the mind, sort of this healing element. But this is, they're about to run and jump into something. All right, let's see what that is in the middle of here. You can see it's jumping out of frame as well. All right, they're about to run and jump. And it's spiritual. They've thought about this. They've meditated on it. They've got inspiration. They're just running through their insecurities, and they're shoring their mind in making good decisions, because they're going to walk on. All right, let's see what's in the middle of this, though, with the Light Seer. Let's see what's in the middle of this. All right. 3 cards in the middle of what's your relationship? What's going on? Where's it sitting for you guys now? Because we've looked at the stability, and you've talked about it. You've talked about the healing, and you've talked about all the light bulbs, all the ideas that you've got. All right. We're still going through frustrations, and that's not surprising. There's frustrations here, and you're still going through insecurities. And she came upside down, so we're, you know, got our emotions still sitting in here. But there's a lot of frustrations still sitting in here. Going through things. Maybe these ideas and what those securities are, what this healing is. But with this shattering illusions inside of here, there's a definite, like, space in mind that we've been talking about. All right, 2 more. What else have we got? Where else is this relationship at? Oh, pulling in. Right, so it's protecting yourself, protecting what you have, protecting the stability of your material realm, making sure that your house and home is secure, making sure that income's secure. Really looking at your budget, really pulling in. And this is, you know, the spot where we think about our abundance and what we've got. And she's holding in there, right? So we're still sort of perhaps sitting in a weird. What else? What's the third one? What have we got? So, I'm talking, and there's frustration, and so they're ready to walk and jump, and everything is being pulled in on a material level. Okay, so it's frustrations and decisions that need to be made for the future. A lot of chaos. A lot of chaos trying to be yourself inside of all of this. Alright. The 6 of Pentacles. Okay, that's about manifestation. This is about exploitation. This is about everything, you know, playing forward a bit, and everything, the generosity of it all. So, you know, this is a bit of a triumph card inside of here. So maybe it's been waiting to manifest something that's secure. Maybe that this is an abundance. Maybe we've been waiting for this to come in. And there's still conversations, and it's still frustrating because at the moment it's still drawn in, but we're waiting, and there's an illusion of that inside of there. Maybe they've been waiting for a more secure spot to work from. Like, because we are polling in here and we've got frustrations and worries about money. We're waiting for something to turn over in the middle of all of this. All right, because they're walking away from something. Okay, where's this leading to? Where's this going to? Where's the energies going to? All right, what have we got for you? What have we got for you? Emotional, and you really are thinking about your future, your material future. You really do want to, like, set up home. You do want to make good decisions. And it's all a bit frustrating. It's all still sitting in some sort of, this has been healing. We've been, the ideas are all there, and there's been a conversation. Maybe this has all been pulled back in. Because we've got frustrating conversations. We've got insecurity sitting in there. That's what they're going through now. 3 cards for you. What have we got left? All right, I'm going to do some sweet hot tea as well. Self-love healing readings that I put out. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Can't fit them on. All right, one more. Take it. Okay. What have you got? All right. This is the 5 of Pentacles. So we've got that step in the middle inside of this 4 and the 5 sitting inside of here. And there's a certain amount of abandonment. You feel abandoned. And you've been enduring a lot. You've been putting up with a lot. And, you know, you have sort of maybe even held back your emotions, held back your voice in talking about this and how this is going and what it's been doing. And this is left into a position of abandonment. And there's a spot where you have to find your endurance in this to get back up, right? But right now, this is leaving you in a spot where you don't feel like you're supported by this scenario at all inside of the chaos, right? And you feel like you've been left outside alone. And we've got that Page of Voices again. There's talking. You're talking to your community. You're talking to the people around you. You're sending messages, and you know, you're really trying to put yourself out there. And people might be watching. Maybe they are watching you inside of the middle of the scenario, and they know that you're in this side of this abandonment, this emotional, because we're leaving this to an emotional abandonment inside of here. Whoa. There's a death, and there's an ending. Alright, and maybe this is the end of daydreams that you've had. You're making decisions not to sit on these daydreams anymore. Maybe this is the death of an old scenario, the way you were thinking about things. But we've definitely got people watching, and people talking, and they know. And you're going through the end of this cycle, and there's been some sort of abandonment inside of here, that you've been left outside alone, inside of the chaos. That's how you feel about it. And you're explaining that death to people. You're sort of saying this is sort of over. That's how you feel about it. Because you've been looking on to better things, and it's been frustrating, and you've had to hold in. And we were talking these ideas before, and here we are back down here, and we're still talking these ideas. And maybe maybe there's been a death of communication in there, and you've been left outside alone inside of this, because they are walking some other way inside of here, and there is chaos inside of here. Everybody needs to be real with where they're at inside of this scenario, right? You, them, and our love energy. All right, we're going to talk about that in a second. All right, so 3 for them, and where they're at right now. All right, let's see. Because they've gone through their spiritual spot. They've been trying to heal. They've been inspired. They've spent their time, and now they're sort of inside of their head a lot. I'm going to take that one, and I'm going to take that one. And one more. And one more. Yeah, and they're sort of inside of their head a little bit, right? And obviously, they're willing to step away from it all. From the scenario that they're in. All right. Oh. Emotional new beginning. Which is interesting, because after a death is always an new rebirth. But let's see what we got. Ooh, Queen of Arrows. So, this may be that this is maybe you. This is somebody who was communicative. She's really talking. She really knows what she wants. She is logical. She is cuts to the bone, clear cut conversations. She can speak from the heart. She speaks her truth. She's no bullshit. Right? She's going to tell you she's no bullshit, and she never is, right? And so this is a nice strength of a position. This is, they've got a communication. So this is sort of all voices in here still. So we're communicating clearly, but we're communicating clearly from the heart. Ooh, okay. And so they're going through all their own natural vices in here. This is all of your bad habits. This can be going through contracts. This is very Capricorn energy. This is, you know, crossing your T's and dotting your I's, making sure that, you know, because the devil's in the details, making sure that you've got secure steps, making sure, you know, so they might be really talking through their real darkest bits and going through their underworld at this point and communicating that life, because they've got an emotional new beginning in here, in this. Now, this could be you. This could be their energy. This could be how they're feeling about it. This could be this person. This could be that there is still somebody inside of this scenario, right? Because we start up here with the 3-person inside of here, and the devil and the new emotions. Like, and for them, there's an emotional new start. And this is really quite uprooting. This is really quite strong. So, for me, this really could be that there is somebody else inside of this. That there's been insecurities and illusion, and they literally have gone through all their mind, and this is a divine couple just there, really, and they're stepping away, and they've gone through all the processes of it, and this is, they're going through the depths of their underbelly, right? But they're coming out with an emotional new beginning. This is a new start. This is a new start of hearts, like of people like connecting together. And for you, there's a death. All right, let's see what the energy in the middle of here is. Let's see what do we come to in the middle of all of this. All right, so we were waiting for something to happen. We were waiting for something to kick in. We had all the ideas, and we sat through the healing. Okay. One more for you. That's one more in the middle of here. What have we got? Maybe this is you guys talking through it, talking through all the depths and the details and the underground, and if you can talk through it and be communicative, you can talk through this death and this situation that you're going through and how this is making you feel, because we've got some good cards here in the middle. Let's see. I love how this works. Wait for the next bit. Wait for the next bit. Right. All right. So we have the Empress in here. This is really fertile. This is really fertile, strong energy. She is a Virgo energy. This is really prosperous. She has an abundance. She is loving. She's sensual. She's the Earth Queen, like amped right up, right? And so she has everything that she needs. She's really sitting in a real fertile, abundant spot. We're not sitting in this spot anymore where we're holding in. All right, this is a real fertile ground to work with and to make something from. All right, this nice, strong, roomy place that you can make something from. All right, and so the energy is in the middle of you guys, and there's joy. All right, this is a joy and reunion. It could be siblings, because it can be a sibling card, but this is a really joy, and finding that spot to dance in, and finding the joy in your heart in here, because there's an emotional clearance that's going on. So maybe you had to have a death of a way of thinking inside of here. Maybe that's what this is. This is a death of the way of a certain way of thinking, of this impoverished cycle of thinking, because there's an abundance sitting here in the middle of this, and there's clearance, right? Where you do this spiritual background and you get rid of all these old beliefs inside of here. So if this person hasn't been talking and there's been a lot of chaos, they're going to talk. It's sitting here because they're going to walk away from this situation. Right, and there's talking going on, where here there's been a certain amount of abandonment. You felt this abandonment and this emotional having to hold back of what you want. And so in here, maybe there's a death of all these old ideas. Maybe there's a death of all of, your preconceived ideas of what this was going to, because there's been a lot of chaos inside of this, right? Right, but this is really about finding that Zen spot, right? The spot where you have your own beliefs in this, where you hold that space for yourself, right? And find that spot where, what's integral, and there's a real harmony inside of that last spot inside of here. All right, so I hope that was interesting for you. It was interesting for me. I am going to do another one of these. I'm going to do with the green, which I'm going to do some sweet heart tea, sweet love, like self-love readings, and probably get back to my elemental tea. Let's see what we have on the pot, what's in the pot. Anyway, I hope you have had a great day wherever you are. Mahalo.